Don't miss translation. What is the experience of being assigned, as long as the world reached 18 years old, will be assigned, however, Yefu Rain 20 years old still single, because the first 2 times the distribution is too outrageous. The first time a face of a confused back to a koi, who expected the koi lusty not, for you had to cook a fish soup, to scare him away. This thought the second kumping offspring is reliable, but did not think of a woman, for you just praised his hand. He cried and called daddy, he was found pure zero, until today. Yeah, for you 20 years old birthday, and matching candidate male monsters to meet, for you just reluctantly climbed out of bed, in the heart whispering do not know what kind of this time, and what should be used to scare him away, finally arrived at the monster administration. Red sister but angrily asked, why so late, pinched the foo feather's small face, said you fox looks good, and charm, but the old fox will be abandoned, before you don't like and understand, but today is the super ultimate, you will like to see, finished pushing foo feather to the door, saw a tall man walked in, once the rain, the man in front of the official popular king of actors to make weeks, and his fans are particularly terrible, all ages kill, the thought of this, Fu Rain cold sweat DC, just want to escape, but was caught by the matchmaker tail, picked up the rain, said to Joe you see the girl are happy to not must be married. To Joe reluctantly asked, I remember, if 2 years later, both sides have no feelings, can voluntary divorce is it? Before Joe finished, Red sister pushed Fuyu to the past and said it was, but such a lovely little daughter-in-law, I think you must be reluctant. Then Red sister immediately said please give me ID card, thank you for your patronage, then shake the blessing, with the ID card fell, Red sister cheerfully picked up 2 ID cards, and ran to the side, crack, 2 people's marriage certificate is done, congratulations on the 2 people tied the knot, this certificate takes effect from today, Red sister excitedly said from now on, the Civil Affairs Bureau of the world, will have your marriage-related files, and I warned too, don't pretend not to know, separate to 2 years after the divorce, such a marriage, our bureau will not be someone to do for you, then touch the door, say good to hurry home to play poker, 2 people were driven out like the plague. To Joe took out his mobile phone to Fuyu, and said I checked, we are all actors, so what animal are you? Fuyu was not to be outdone, why should I tell you, we are not familiar, but as if to guess the general state, say you are not yet a young little fox is it? Being forced to ask the state of Fuyu, heart pounding fast beating, face also filled with red, find an excuse to leave fast. Early the next morning, Fuyu sleepy looking at a lot of short messages. Red sister said at 5 o'clock this morning to live together you move to live with me, have so forced cohabitation, Luyu thinking sighed angry fell off the mobile phone, but when I think of Red sister said if you don't go, the consequences are very serious, can only reluctantly carrying luggage to start, can just to make Joe, ring the doorbell, who knows to make Joe suddenly appeared behind, the next step is the overbearing hug service. He said I live on the wall on the 3rd floor, you live on the 2nd floor, don't go wrong, and I like to eat vegetarian, meat is not good for the body, you quit it, surprised Fuyu, hurriedly shouted I am a fox, you do not do this thing is not human, make Joe but coldly, answered I am not a person, then turned, and said go, almost ready to eat, as expected the table is full of vegetables, Fuyu wants to so let the fox how to eat do not want to sneak out at night to eat 20 chicken legs, can be the next second to make Joe told the night have access control, you want to go out can't. Looking at the night floating rain can't help thinking, what is this guy in the end is a monster, eat vegetarian just, can guess, what I am thinking, night to make Joe knocked down the door, walked in, this is the marriage agreement, you see, no problem we sign each other, Fuyu surprised, what ghost, and the agreement. However the content of the agreement is more surprised, 1 cannot mention the relationship between 2 people, 2 cannot have physical contact, 3 cannot bring others over, 4 male room cannot enter arbitrarily, what is the overbearing clause? Fuyu angry will agreement to throw on the ground said, I do not accept, next second don't, miss the translation, here the man said after signing to buy their own fried chicken, here the meat to eat, Fuyu obediently signed the name, then whispered to ask, that if you accidentally violate the rules, make Joe is evil demon, a smile said that you die, this world, adult goblins will be randomly assigned object, marriage phobic fox Yefuayu, can only helpless with making Joe licensed marriage, but he was afraid to die, because make Joe said not obedient to kill him, and the first day of cohabitation, make Joe reached out to touch the tail of the fish, Yefu fish scared a clever, quickly avoid shout you touch my tail, you broke the law, then hurried back to the room to sleep. That night dream to make Joe into electric eels entangled themselves, led oneself shout get away but of no avail, instead, it is scary to spit out the cold 5 words to yourself, I want to kill you, surprised Fuyu instantly woke up from sleep. This fucking me, and he must be inconsistent. The next day Fuyu lazy to get up, who knows just walked downstairs was made Joe casting, the next second Fuyu into the fox body, good little R, really cute, make Joe walked over to pick up Fuyu said, finally no, why you fox, so easy to trouble the heart, touching Fuyu belly said this small belly really comfortable, Fuyu struggling to run away, but was made Joe pinched the tail, sensitivity again be pinch, Fuyu helpless collapsed down, then make Joe picked up the phone said, together to a husband and wife, when I heard to be officially announced don't miss the translation, cool shout not good, be known by others to get married, the acting career is finished, the next second immediately will make weeks mobile phone grab, but found that the photo has been sent out, and just a few minutes, there are more than 10,000 reply, finished cool, more hateful is, others ask, what breed of fox, make weeks even in the bottom answer, probably is a small lovely breed, this is clearly raising their own as a pet. Fuyu angry shout, this couple life old enough, the elevator hit the leadership and subordinates intimate how to do, back to the first day of the crew, Fuyu hit the director, and the heroine, be pinched in the elevator intimate, scene once very awkward, but the director was preemptive, questioned Fuyu said I heard you today to the seniors, now just you should not apologize to him, Fuyu laughed and said sorry, my parents only taught me, in public places don't be too greasy, disgust to others, and is to encounter provocation, must fight back until the other side cannot fight back, I am your director, but you can play this drama as I give you face, dance Fuyu interrupted the director to speak, and then said to the director to be self-aware, why do you choose me, you know yourself is finished. Witty gave the director a lingering eyes, director instantly dull, self-talk just Fuyu did, why heart rate accelerated, flushed, and then looked at the penny explained how the elevator so stuffy, the next second was the director threw down, the next day sleepy Fuyu was woken up, Fuyu big event, assistant Yulan pointed at the phone let him get up quickly, Fuyu took the phone to take a look, dance director and new girlfriend Penny in the elevator, indescribable topic, headline, and then the phone rang, Yulan picked up the phone dance to find you go to the meeting, Yulan then said, I estimate 2 people is to see the online leaks, think you are behind the trick, to find you account, they will not start anew, give comfort to say don't forget we are monsters, and then, as unusually firmly said if they want to cool, I don't mind giving them a ride. 2 people came to the director's room, a door to hear Penny's crying, director comforted Penny said don't cry, you see I didn't let the lobular come to apologize to you, dance, what are you saying, I can't understand, Rich asked, but Penny turned back and shouted not you and who else, at that time in the elevator we are few, you can't see our pure love, heard this, Xiao you almost overnight food spit out, you pure not pure I don't know, but can't because we are unlucky, and you enter the same elevator to frame us, Penny angry, said but Fuyu's going to start a fight next second Xiao you coldly looked at the penny, instant Penny as if being pulled one end, unable to move, then the hand turned a corner to hit his face, with a heavy slap, the director was shocked by the scene, I am blind, why do Penny slap myself, Penny is more angry, and then stretch out another hand to stroke language wave, Pa is a heavy slap in his face, Penny pain bit itch, touched his face, the side of the dance is not calm, this down and down how to play in his face, dance looking at the floating rain, nervously straight cold sweat, but floating rain is a face of ease asked the dance, your girlfriend is still lying on the ground, you see me why, what else is wrong? Dance feel the 2 wrong, nervously straight shake the head that we go first, you'll quickly look at your girlfriend, dance turned to Penny, next second scared screaming monster, go Penny swollen steam stuffed bun face hard to say, thanks Eddie shared Joe, Fuyu just married with the king of the week, next second but fell on other men, because Fuyu just offended the cast female one Penny, and the other in order to revenge, when the actor to is lewd, but do not want to Fuyu see the clue, unexpectedly played the tricks to hold the actor, then the witchcraft, next second actor, straight to Penny, out of fist ruthlessly, holding Penny head. Before Penny reaction comes, don't miss the translation, face again was a pig's head. They were also shocked by the absurd scene, finish the goblin in the world is to be punished, assistant Jilan worry about the rain has trouble, hurried to find the rain, but did not want to just walked into the lucky room, heard the goblin administration call the question, in the face of the questioning, lucky but nothing generally shaking the tail, Yilan let him hurriedly play dumb, lucky but direct answer is I do. This time the answer to the Yilan stone, finished this must be cool, but did not want to the other side then asked, what do you have to do, to listen to the other side to give the opportunity to explain, Yulan without hesitation, grabbed the phone answer is the other side first, little brother you can never be wrong, our little fox this is very innocent, did not want to the other side but said good, no miss you please rest assured, that nothing, Yulan relief, for you stretched, ready to go to sleep. The next second but received a message from her husband to the week I arrived, where you live in the hotel, I am in the lobby, for you both nervous and excited replied, how do you come, did not want to make the week, but replied to want to suck you, he is in the world practice of the fox, but was forced to marry the man never seen, because the demon world has a mandatory provision, adult goblins must be married with the object assigned, this day lucky you outside the film, but received a new husband's message, I go to your hotel, I am in the lobby a look at the best actor husband fly come to find yourself, for you is both nervous and excited, the next second is to let the state hold hands go, please you drink coffee, go to the city of the lights, two people sit looking at each other, let Joe said I heard you have a little difficulty, I can help you solve, when you hear can leave this is not the place, Fu Rain instantly lifted the spirit, the next second is looking at the Joe, alert asked you will not want to record me, let Joe bowed his head, a shallow smile today not shavings, then stand up, bowed close to Fu you said you are my wife, I think when shavings, Fu you a listen, instant red face, think, how can there be such a nasty vulgar best actor in the world, back to the hotel, Yulan asked how the rain came back, I give you make out the love nest, the next room, Fu you answered he just came to do business, by the way to visit me, the next day Fu you was Yulan wake up loudly, stuttering to Fu you said UCP, then handed the phone to the Fu you said you see, as expected, with the state together things were blown out, Fu you looked at the following comments circled from the Meng, to make the old dog black, it doesn't matter remember not to yeah Fu you little sister black, the girl is too long don't wronged him, Fu you could not help, but sigh that this is the week's fans, painting style is too strange, after the truth, because the director and the female derailed things, be stopped to see the dance was scolded by investors, Fu you secretly smug don't miss the translation, see this scene before going home, is it really refreshing, sister Fu you want to go home, well, you can also pack up, and go back, then waved his hand, and said I left first, see you later, on the way home, Fu you was suddenly called to stay, Fu you looked left and right, this is no one, finally in the foot, see a cute little squirrel, hello, little Fu you, I am Jin Wern, Fu you was surprised, you are only a hamster, the famous director Jin Wern, legend of the temper with fire dragon, this and the legend is too much, Jin Dao jumped to Fu you, said I and Ling Zhou neighbors for many years, also cooperated many times, he let me pick you up, then very gossip, said, did not expect to make Zhou will like girls, the magic answer to our arranged marriage, no feelings of the basis of be forced. Jin Dao then said I said how not long eyes, look at the cattle of the Zhou, on the small Fu you, what breed are you? I am a fox, Fu you asked at the Golden Island, you know what breed is Ling Zhou, but the island is a just answer I said, he is a cattle, finally arrived at home. Golden Island jumped from the shoulder of Fu you said the task is completed, I left first, goodbye looking at the Golden Island, French cannot help, but think, it is really unexpected that the film circle is known as the ghost of the director of the gold, often scold the actor Kreishua Luo Dana, unexpectedly is only a hamster, the next second but pinched hand, whispered don't say feel good, this is a contrast Meng. The little fox leaf Fu you, first attempt to make the state home overnight, was a newly married husband text messages to warn eat meat, but not allowed to call takeout, this can be already suffocated Fu you proud, confident began to try to do their own dishes, but only just tasted a mouthful of their own dishes. Next second almost stomach spit out, too bad to eat. Remember before the state to do the marinated beef, Fuyu unexpectedly found himself a little miss him the next day. Golden Island door to door please Fuyu transfer the script to make weeks. Next second but staring at Fuyu see a god, because he found the immediate happiness with their previously seen fox are not the same. Fox for the charm of the family, ancient Daji capture emperor, but the immediate fox temperament is very pure. Then the Golden Island out of the script said this is my chip, you see if you have any interest. Fuyu took the file flattered, happy answered thank you Golden Island, but bang, Golden Island into a hamster said you welcome. Then I went first, and then slipped a jump away. Fuyu cannot help, but side cultural relics is really born. At this time Linchu called Fu language a catch, actually saw the naked body of Linchu, looking at the shy red-faced deer in a row of Fu language. Linchu asked to see it. Fu language heart already deer in a row. Shy red-face straight nodded, and said very good, then told Linchu to go out. Linchu hurriedly asked to do Fu language but smiled, and said maybe to fight. Who will help me? Give this man a slap in the face unexpectedly in front of the secretary. Flirt with our little lovely Fuyu, also threatened him to want to mix in the company to be obedient. This can be fully angry Fuyu, you know he is a little fox can cast. Next second Fuyu made a shut up gesture. The action of the spell is simply too cool. Man and secretary in the happiness of the rain. Secretary of two people suddenly hot. Then the indescribable thing happened. The next day, two people in the office to jump a striptease. On the hot search, served the happiness of the rain spit out the tongue said. Next second is looking at the calculator into meditation, because their money, not enough to the company's termination fee, looking at the state wealth and luxury villa, cannot help but sigh, how can the gap between monsters and monsters so huge? Suddenly the mobile phone received a text message Miss Floating Fish Leaf, I am Floating Flower Entertainment in charge of Andy. We learned that Miss Ye is now located in the Sheen you liquidated damages. Distressed venture to talk to Miss Ye. Float Rain surprised. Float Flower Entertainment but and the state of Xinghai Media, together with the two legendary companies. How can invite myself? This will not be a liar. But the other side continued to say that can take him to go around, signed what not as good as in the end. Fuaye or consult with his agent, decided to go to sea. Afternoon Fuaye has agreed to come to the door of the company. The other side has been waiting at the door, and then said to Fuaye, let's go, we go to the headquarters to see, can just walk into the room. Fuaye was surprised. The figure is so familiar. Suddenly the other side turned around and said a little fox, surprise. Fuaye instantly not calm, happy to change back to the fox, shouted brother, and then a jump into the arms of the man, said how you are here, girl in the mountains bath was found, but he was enthusiastic greeting men down to play. The original Fuaye was Master White Tse picked up from childhood, with him in the mountains, and a few years older than his fox. Fuaye also pestered him all day long called his brother, two people so playing together, in the mountains to live together, until the day, everything changed, brother to find Fuaye, but accidentally bumped into Fuaye is bathing in the spring. The little fox in front of, has grown up, metamorphosed into a concave and convex girl. Uneasy world of Fuaye found brother to find him, also waved toward the brother, signal brother down to play. Brother is blushing, where can stand the picture, heart poppy jumping, but the hand unconsciously to float in the past. Next second master actually appeared behind the brother, a bump, a brain. Brother shouted White Sir, what are you doing? White Sir asked in turn I am asking, what you think heart one you love? He has not opened the door, but you and he are without resistance to nature operation. If he was seduced by you, then the way of the monastic way will be destroyed. Is this what you want? White Sir then said Xingyu, you are to do the fox demon king, that will give up those lust, then turned to say you go to the retreat practice, I will take good care of the small fish. Since then, in order to small fox not fall lust, brother began to retreat by the way to the world to start the business of the world. Just think, one day a small fox down the mountain practice, can help one or two, and now, brother has become the president of Tianyu. Fuyu excited praise brother really is too powerful. Brother touched the head of Fuyu. Eyes are full of far more than the brother and sister between the spoil On the other side, Fuyu's newly married husband made Joe on the way back continue sneezing several times. Hey, who is scold you? Maybe someone want me? The next second made Joe looked at the window, feels some strange feeling of movement, cannot help but sigh. Is there something to the world? God, this old man is simply too bad. The girl just woke up from the man's bed, opened the door but accidentally bumped into a shy scene. Agreement husband made Joe was taking a bath and wiped the body. This body is not too wow. Eyes are straight looking at the abdominal muscles of Zhao's sex. Side to the dead pervert body is really good. But I do not know that Joe has already found himself in the peep, but let weeks play hard to get, and then deliberately walked toward the kitchen. Before long, Fortune you smelled a smell, as expected. The best way to conquer the fox is to conquer his stomach. Fortune you could not help but hold, open the door to look inside. Let the state holding a delicious steak said no dinner tonight. Hungry wake up. Fortune you surprised, asked you already know I was watching, you are my wife. What do you think is of course the most important? The old man coaxed Fortune you instantly lost his temper, then let weeks strike while the iron is hot. Take out a fox doll, said to Fortune you originally came back to give you in the afternoon. The results of the afternoon so changed to now. See the fox can be cute, float clouds be elated, but only to find the next second doll suddenly disappeared into a pair of exquisite little fox. Let the state covered the mouth, said usually can also be worn as earrings. At the moment floating you cannot hold, heart 10,000 deer have already lost their weight. Let the state put down the cup, flying you said to you recently, but the man of the hour, Tianyu president is my brother, money boss wants money me, this time the opportunity to my brother company. Your brother makes weeks curious asked, my brother called leaves Kiggy, is only a face of a fool. Fortune you said a face of a fool, leaves Kiggy heard the name, Fortune weeks suddenly alert, originally led weeks and Xingyu is the old friend. Xingyu has revealed to Fortune you that he likes, but they cannot be together. When I think of it, Ling Zhou stared at Fuyu for a second, and then bent down, stroked Fuyu's little face, and said, when you see your brother later, remember to let me go with you. Fuyu, doesn't the I Ching say contract marriage? Why would Ling Zhou go with him? At the same time, Fuyu mobile phone rang. Fuyu opened private message or help. There was a desperate cry for help on the phone. Have you seen the best of the demon world? The man was standing in front of Ling Zhou's house with a picture book. Visit you before. Said it was hard for you guys to fight. That's why this one has a special goblin fight feature, only to be split in two the next moment. Things are good between us. There is no need for such a thing. Then hug Fuyu. Tell the man we're going to the goblin fight right now. You go back to the fight between the big monster and the little fox. It's a shame we can't watch. The man wiped the blood from his nose. Shout through the door then you two must come on. Pull out all the stops. Heard this. To Joe and Fuyu extremely embarrassing. To ease the atmosphere, Fuyu pretended to be joking. Tell Lingzhe he wants you to do your best. Ha ha. But unexpectedly make Joe evil charm smile. Said if I tried my best, you may not be able to take it. This can frighten little Fuyu. What do you mean? Busy. But the next second, make Joe but along the tide to a wall dong. The mouth already can not wait to kiss up. Fuyu panic shouts 7 grievances contract who expected to make the week worse. The kiss got tighter, make the weak side affectionate kiss Fuyu, while yet it, didn't you say I couldn't do my best? We're gonna have to do something drastic. The next second, there was a bang. Fuyu became a little fox, haven't waited for Chao to react. Fuyu had already slipped away down the stairs. Joe scratched his head, he said to himself, so go on, there's something really wrong with this. Then he returned to his chambers, splash into the water, little fox waits for the right time, I am not gonna let you get away with it. Xiaofu ran for the first time to see make Joe parents. I was surprised by his mother, that's a little young to look at. Next thing I know, I am being picked up Monday. Say this is my wife, neither does Fuyu. Good aunt, who introduced herself with a smile. I am Ye Fuyu. This one will make Jomar happy. Still strike while the iron is hot. Let Fuyu shout mother listen. Fuyu was forced to operate in midair. He called out mom. It made Zhao's mother even more excited. Go on to, I've been to the marriage office a few times before. Cho just isn't interested in little girls and monsters. I can't help it as a mother. Why are you humming? Giantling Joe snorted. A beast like you, mother snarled. There's a cute little monster like Fuyu. It looks like it's moving. Go get your dad. Joe was scolded by his mother, had to leave Fuyu out. Giant Ling Joe is gone. Make Joma hold Fuyu hand, and if you ever get bullied by him, remember to find my mom. What about this guy? Nothing else. There's nothing like teaching a son, but then the picture changes. Ask my family make Joe Buddha good, although he is old, but he's an animal, full of energy, and keep it clean. What if there's something new to unlock? You can also communicate more. My lucky rain scared a clever man. What kind of word is that? With this, colleague was kicked away. Ling Joe bit the bag and said, don't talk nonsense to him. He was scared. At this time, father also flashed out from behind Ling Joe. I said hello to Fuyu, looking at the dishes on the table. Fuyu cannot help but sigh. Did you rob a wet market? After a wonderful dinner, make Joe parents send Fuyu 2 people home. On departure, squeeze Fuyu's hand and tell him you need to play more poker. Mom and dad are waiting to hold your baby. To shut Ling Chao up, Fuyu actually stuffed his big chicken leg. 1,000-year-old monster, getting gagged by a fox in the studio. Chechnya and Sinjama are on the side with relish. Suddenly, there was a wooden door outside. Makes Joe feel like, did something jump up on you? Original Golden Island, Chechnya and Fuyu 3. All were frightened back to their original form by the sound of thunder. Hide on Ling Joe, face the ridicule of the weak. Golden Island explains its instinct. Of course a hairless guy like you doesn't react. Fuyu looked out of the window trembling. Say, is it some kind of monster that's taking over? Make Joe holding Fuyu to the window, opened the window, put out his hand and probed the feathers. The answer was that an alligator or a snake was about to turn into a dragon. Really? Fuyu will continue to ask doubtfully. I thought it was just a legend. Is it true? Golden Dao explained that there is a legend of walking the Joa dragon since ancient times, but a dumpling or a snake dragon, there are some differences from the real dragon itself. The next moment Lin Zhou suddenly looked down at Fuyu. Aren't you born around by Zi and Yeqing? They don't talk to you about it. Fuyu shook her head and said, brother, they never said anything. Lin Zhou asked curiously, so what did they tell you? They say there's no good in the world. Looking at Lin Zhou, who answered the truth on the spot. Fu language. Simple, innocuous explanation for looking at me like that. That's really low. At this moment, someone pushed the door in. He stood in the doorway with a pale face. Said nervously on the way back just now, see a weirdo, looks like a stingy search. What stingy search? Fuyu curious questioning. To Yin he continued, the man was dressed in black and crowned with jade. The ancient costume has horns on the forehead. Even weirder, he asked me if there were any dragons. You call it weird or not? The crowd stared at him blankly. Only Fuyu asked with interest, and what did you say? I was soaking wet, in a bad mood. He angrily responded to him, what kind of dragon did you come from? Let Joe take the hand. Educate Jackie Chan. Idle away. A man who heals the sky is a man who heals the sky. Land robbery for walking, and Rinji is looking for someone to beg for a kite. What is a kite in Chechnya? Make the weak answer is asked to see the first person. There is no dragon in this world. If the answer is a dragon, the dragon is successful. See here, if I asked if I said anything, ask Joe to answer until the man answers no. Not only can't Jackie Chan, we have to go back 1,000 years to fix. This can frighten you and he, you know, bad guys are like murdering parents. Sister Andy hurried her back to rest. The next day, Fuyu came out for early exercise. By accident, found a strange thing in the trash. Fuyu fixed his eyes on it. It's a little monster on its deathbed. Floating Rain thought, is it a snake? He looked again. It seems not. Horns on his head. Who would have thought that this little monster was half dead? 1 second, it was a pomp and circumstance. Who knows the enemy is narrow. The two meet again. The little monster was about to bite Yin. I got Chao to grab my ass. Seeing the enemy who sabotages his journey is right in front of him, but can't get revenge. The little monster cried grievously. The next thing you know, she's a cute little girl. The crowd was stunned. That's a pretty cute transformation. Make Joe but hands akimbo. He asked her name with a serious face. Where is your domicile? I didn't respond to the little girl. Make Joe bend down, rubbed his hands over his horns. The little one who understands, with a snap. The little girl slapped Ling Zhao's hand away. You dare to despise your father by scolding him, just trying to get away with it. But he was caught dead by Joe. The little girl turned her head. Why are you asking me? I am going to answer. then use the last stubbornness. I can't say it in 4 words. Make the old dog a real dog. Just gave him a set of spinning windmills. I was wrong. You gotta let go. Laozi answered. The little girl gave up completely. My name is Mohan, 1,200 years living in S City. If it wasn't for that bastard, now it's a dragon. Hear this. Is Chechnya that easy to paint with a dragon? The one who's not a good learner, it has nothing to do with him. The little girl refused to accept. Excuse Laozi.